friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Faith. I'm a registered nurse, and on this channel I talk more about nursing and general leveling up, including your career, which I'm doing right now. I'm trying to level up my career by relocating from my country to the US, where I believe I can practice better and improve myself even more career wise and even generally in life. So if you are new here, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. If you have not subscribed, please click the subscribe button and the notification button so that every time I post you don't miss a video. So today we are going to talk about IELTS. I had posted a video earlier about IELTS, which is an English examination that someone has to take for you to qualify for visa screening. So I had mentioned about that, and I promised that I will make a video on IELTS generally and the study materials that I'm using. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for clicking on this video. I hope you find something to learn from this video. So let's get right into it. So for those who don't know me, I'm a registered nurse, and I started a process of relocating from my country to the US. I'm not yet in the US yet. I'm still in the process. So I decided to document this journey here on YouTube to try encourage someone or show someone else how the process goes. So I recently passed my NCLEX back in February. We are now in May. Now I have to take the IELTS exam to enable my visa processing process. So that's why I'm making this video, to share with my subscribers and anyone who will want to the materials that I'm using and how I'm preparing for the IELTS exam. So if you don't know what IELTS is, IELTS stands for International English Language Testing System. It is basically an English exam that someone has to take to qualify for visa screening process, and also just to show that when you go work in the US or maybe study there, you can communicate with people in English, you can write in English, because English is the major language in the USA. So it is an exam that you're supposed to do to show your proficiency in English. So the exam is normally taken at the British Council offices, and then you can also take it with the IDP offices. Those are basically the places that I'm familiar with right now that are offering the exam. That's basically what the IELTS is. Now, for you to take the IELTS exam, especially if you are not very good with English or you've never taken the exam before, you have to have a study plan, and this study plan will help you and guide you to know how you are going to study for the exam, how the exam is structured, how you are supposed to answer the questions, because there are few people who just wake up and go do the IELTS exam, but for most of the people, they have to read it. At least they have to know what the exam, yes, the exam is an English exam, but how is it structured, how is it tested, how is it marked? You have to know all that before you walk into the exam room blindly. So the IELTS exam is structured in different parts. We have the reading part, we have the writing part, we have the speaking part, and we have the listening part. So you have to know the tasks in these parts of the exam. You have to know how those questions are set, how they are marked, and how you are supposed to answer them. And for you to understand this, the best resource you can go and research on is the IELTS site, and it's called the IELTS.org. Yeah, if you go to Google and just Google IELTS.org, it will bring you the site, and you go through it. You'll see the different categories, different parts of the IELTS exam and how it is set, and they even explain how it is marked, how you are going to be awarded your marks according to how you've spoken, how you've written, according generally to your English. So if you go to that site, you'll get an insight of how the IELTS exam is structured, how it's set, how it's even marked. They show you all that. And also you can also watch their videos. I think they have a YouTube channel where they explain how the IELTS look like. If you want to see how that exam really is structured, how it looks like exactly, you can also go to their channel. And if you go to that site, they will even direct you to those videos so that you get an insight of what you are getting yourself into and what to expect even as you are studying. Another thing, you have to understand how the IELTS is scored and how it is marked, and the scores that you are supposed to get on the exam date, because there are specific scores that if you don't meet, you will not be allowed for visa processing. You'll have to resit the exam or take the exam again. So generally you have to get at least a band of 6.5. The scores are put in bands, so you're supposed to get at least a band of 6.5 with a 7 and above in speaking. So just know that as you are studying and as you are practicing those practice tests, gauge yourself against those bands. A general band of 6.5 and a 6.5 and above in everything, and a 7 in speaking. And guys, before you take the IELTS exam, I'm saying this, but I haven't taken mine, but what I've learned as I'm studying for the IELTS, because I'm also being supported by my agency on how to prepare for this exam. I've realized that before you take the exam, before you go to the exam room, you have to take at least several tests so that you know and you are confident that you know what you are going to meet in the exam room, so that you don't look green every time a question comes by. Yeah, you may know how to write in English, speak in English and all that, but you have to know exactly how the exam looks like. And how you do that is by practicing the practice tests. And there are so many free resources outside there that you can use for practicing the tests. One of the resources is the IELTS.org, the site. You can get some free questions there that you can go through and gauge yourself. And another one is the British Council site. It also has the questions for free that you can go through, and as you take the question, they time you so that you know exactly how the IELTS is supposed to time you. So they time you, you take the, if it is the English part, the speaking part, you do it, and then you get the results immediately. There are also paid versions, but I'm generally using everything that is free. I didn't want to pay for anything, so I'm just telling you where you can get the free study preparation questions. But if you want to pay for them, you can also unlock the paid versions that are there. Yeah, another type is the IDP. Another site is the IDP site, which is also a good resource. And guys, if you're not getting exactly what I'm saying, I'm going to write all the sites in the description box, so you can also look at the description box and you'll be able to know what I'm talking about. So if you go to the IDP site, it also has some study questions, the practice questions that you can also do and see how you are doing. Another site is that I'm loving right now is called the IELTS Online. It's very nice. It also mimics the IELTS. You do questions and they give you feedback immediately. Yeah, there are paid versions of it, but I'm using the free version, and I think that is just okay for me. If you need more, you can pay for the paid versions and do that. And another thing that you can use for study questions, I've seen the Cambridge IELTS Academic. Yeah, it's like a PDF book that I'm having. It has some questions also that you can go through. If you can get a hold of that, it's also a good resource. So those are the major sites that I'm currently visiting for my practicing, and also just to look at the current information about IELTS and and everything that you need about the IELTS. Another resource that I'm using right now is YouTube, and I really like YouTube because there are so many people on YouTube that are teaching about IELTS, and there are so many great YouTube channels that are teaching about IELTS, and they can give you very good tricks on how to handle IELTS questions. And I'm going to name some of them that I'm using, and maybe I'll take screenshots, maybe here or here, you'll see them. Yeah, there are some of the channels that I'm using right now, and I'm finding them very, very helpful. And one of them is Fast Track IELTS. It's very nice. It's very nice with listening, reading. The lady there takes you through the parts very well, and if you go not really follow her, if you go just watch those videos, you'll feel a bit comfortable while you're tackling the IELTS question, because she gives you the tricks on how to answer certain parts of the IELTS, which is very nice. Yeah, another YouTube channel is IELTS Liz, and I'm liking IELTS Liz majorly for the vocabulary part. She is very good, and she also has a nice website that you can go there and practice some more questions, which is nice. So go check IELTS Liz. It is nice for vocabulary and many other parts of the IELTS. Personally, I really like the vocabulary part of the IELTS Liz, but she's generally nice. Another YouTube channel that I'm also looking at is called IELTS X. Yeah, IELTS X is very nice also, especially with listening. Yeah, go check it out. It's another good resource. There's also another one that is called IELTS Whiz. It's very nice. Yeah, check that out, especially with listening. Then we have another one called IELTS E2. Yeah, I think IELTS E2 language is very nice generally. The tutors, they are so nice. If you watch it, you just get, yeah, you feel confident and you get a lot of tricks that you can use to tackle these questions. So go check IELTS Whiz. That's another YouTube channel that I'm using, and also their website is very nice. Check it out. Then we have the IELTS E2 language. Yeah, I've talked about that. We have the Sam and Ash IELTS. They are also nice. You can also look at them. They'll give you some nice good tips. Sorry guys, I'm looking down because I don't want to miss some of the channels that I've been using. I've just written them down. We have another channel called the IELTS Energy. It's also very nice. If you want to check it out, yeah, you can also check that one out. Yeah, so those are basically generally the YouTube channels that I've looked at that are doing a nice work. Yeah, helping people with IELTS. Yeah, I'm not promoting any of them, but I'm just telling you what I've used so far and what I'm really finding useful, so you can also check that one out. Yeah, another thing I want to tell you guys about the IELTS is that the IELTS is usually tested in two, I'll say, types. There is the computer based and there is the paper based. So if you're going to take the IELTS, you should decide which one you are going to sit for. I haven't decided yet, but I'm really liking the computer based versus the paper based. But before you sit for the exam, you are supposed to know which one you are comfortable with. The paper based is generally you use the paper. You have the paper to fill in your answers. You have a pen, I think a pencil and paper to fill in your answers. If you go on those sites, the British Council, the IELTS.org, the IDP, the Cambridge University, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll get to know the difference between the paper-based and the computer-based IELTS. So before you go sit for that exam, you have to know which one you're going to take. And for the computer-based, what I've realized is you have to know at least how to type, not really fast, but you have to know how to type fast. So if you are not good at typing, and you want to take the computer based, you have to work on that. You have to work on speed. I'm not so good with typing and speed, and so I have been using a site called Typing Tutor. Yeah, if you go to Google Chrome, you Google Typing Tutor, you'll just see it. It helps you to learn how to type. You are given words and you type in and see how fast you are typing. You can use that to gauge your typing. So I've been using that, and I think it's helping me because at least I'm improving with my typing, because I want to do the computer based, because I've realized that when you do the computer based, the results they come in faster. And for me personally, I feel like I'll make less mistakes if I use the computer based, because there are some answers that you just have to drag down, like B Yeah, you just have to click on, let's say, B, and it goes into the box. But then the paper based, sometimes I'm confusing myself and and writing maybe words when I'm supposed to just write a letter, which is a bit challenging for me. I'm confusing myself, so I'm really thinking about taking the computer based exam. So go to those sites and see the differences between the computer based and the paper based. Then you'll decide which one will be good for you. Yeah. So another thing that I've been finding helpful is that if you are preparing for this test and you know that your speaking is not up to par, please try to be communicating in English for those days that you are studying for the IELTS. It will really help. Yeah, communicate in English. Even if you're just talking to your friends, try talking in English. It will help you with the speaking part, because you've realized that if you don't get a 7 and above with speaking, you've failed. So you have to take the test again, and you just don't take the speaking part, you take the whole test. And you know the test is expensive, it's not cheap. So you don't want to go there and do the test and come back, fail, and do another one. You know, it is costly and it is tiresome and it will drag you behind. So try speaking in English, try writing in English, work on your typing skill. That's what I'm doing right now. And just do things. You can even do things in English. Yeah, talk even to your cat in English. It will really help. So that's what is helping me. You realize that even if I'm talking, I'm not so perfect with English. So I'll encourage you guys to, that time that you are preparing for the IELTS, just do things in English. Yeah, so that day your grammar is right, your vocabulary is right. And guys, yeah, I'm forgetting something. There is this free site that I got, not really a site, it's an app that I got that you can use for your speaking. It's called Speaking Assistant. Yeah, I found it by default on Facebook when I was looking at the other IELTS sites, and I actually downloaded it, and it has some free parts that you are given topics to talk about in English, and they give you feedback. It's very nice. So that one can really help you with speaking. And I was so excited when also the person who is taking us through the IELTS with my agency talked about it, and I realized that I had found a gem. So that one is also a free app. It's not all free, but at least there is free parts that you can use to polish your speaking. And so also just speak and record yourself and listen to yourself and evaluate yourself, because at the end of the day you'll realize that when you're speaking in the moment, you don't listen to yourself and you make mistakes with your tenses, with your vocabulary, with how your grammar is. Yeah, so record yourself and listen back, and you'll realize that with that you'll at least polish your spoken English. Okay guys, that is it for the IELTS. Maybe there will be more videos to come about the IELTS, because I haven't taken the exam yet. So that's all I can say right now about the IELTS. I hope you found this video entertaining as much as it is also educating. I hope I've educated you. I've at least given you some light about the IELTS. Those people who are now thinking about sitting for the IELTS. There are people who don't really need to take the NCLEX before the IELTS, like the people, the UK, the students. I hope this you find this helpful and just have some idea what the IELTS is. Yeah, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and if you've not subscribed yet, please subscribe. You will help this channel grow, and we'll form a family that will share ideas and we'll see each other's grow. So please subscribe, like this video, share this video if you can, and also invite others to subscribe, because this is an interesting journey that I'm willing to share with people who are like-minded, and let's just help each other grow. If you have any question, please put it in the comment section and I'll try so hard to answer it. And also comment if you have any addition. Please comment in the comment section. It will also help others and also help me. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Maybe I'll be talking about the NCLEX. I've been thinking about doing the tricks that I used for my NCLEX. I know some of you will be very interested because I have so many tricks on my sleeves, but there are few that really helped me tackle those weird NCLEX questions. So if you don't wanna miss it, please subscribe, put on the notification button so that anytime I post a video, you won't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.